This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 1730. Perfectionism is pointless, and what to focus on instead, by Rachel Trotta of racheltrotta.com. And I'm your host and narrator, Dr. Neil. Hey there, happy middle of the week Wednesday, and welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, where I read some of the best health and fitness blogs to you, and always with a bit of my commentary at the end. Now, it is the middle of the week, and we might need that little bit of inspiration to get through these last couple of days before the weekend. So, with that, here we go. Now, this quote is in response to the "what doesn't kill you makes you stronger" adage made famous by the philosopher Nietzsche. So, in response to that famous adage, Dr. Angela Duckworth, in her book Grit, replies, quote, "Finding a way out of the suffering is what does the strengthening." End quote. All right, with that, now that we're in the right frame of mind, let's get right to today's article and start optimizing your life. Perfectionism is pointless, and what to focus on instead, by Rachel Trotta of racheltrotta.com. Have you heard the quote, "The perfect is the enemy of the good"? This idea has been attributed to several philosophers over the years, notably Voltaire, who was quoted as saying, "The best is the enemy of the good," and also Confucius, who was believed to have said, "Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without," and finally Shakespeare, who was quoted as saying, "Striving to better, oft we mar what's well." This is incredibly relevant to health and fitness goals, because the number one obstacle that I see holding back many of my clients from making lasting progress is perfectionism. Just last week, one of my clients asked me again, "What should I do to get stricter with my diet? Do you think that will help?" And again, my reply was, no. This is what I told her, and I'm going to share it with you now. It's not about being perfect. It's not about being 100% adherent to a diet or exercise plan. It's not about working harder, feeling worse, or beating yourself up more. As I've written many times, getting stricter and coming down harder on yourself is not moving away from failure or slip-ups. It's simply the other side of the same coin. In other words, if you don't like how you're feeling or how you're performing, being harder on yourself is only going to perpetuate the cycle of spinning your wheels, not get you out of the rut. Don't let the perfect become the enemy of the good. The problem with identifying perfectionism is that it's sneaky. Most people equate perfectionism with fastidious personalities and overachievers, like the A-plus student who beats herself up after getting an A-minus. But the reality is that perfectionism and self-criticism are often correlated with worse performance. In the world of weight loss, health, and fitness, performance could mean being able to stick to an eating plan or an intention, being able to stick with an exercise plan, or being able to handle life's curveballs. The ultimate outcome of perfectionism leading to poor performance is that people don't see the results they want to see, and they don't feel good about themselves. Perfectionism isn't about beating yourself up for a 99 instead of 100. It's more likely to manifest itself as falling off the wagon on Thursday night and having trouble getting restarted until Monday morning, or never exercising at all because the perfect time to do the right workout never presents itself, or not changing eating habits because of uncertainty over the right diet. So, if perfectionism isn't the answer, what is? The magic of good enough most of the time. Instead, let's just work toward good. To see real progress, your exercise or nutrition plan needs to be executed pretty well most of the time with good enough accuracy and consistency. I promise, as hard as it may be to believe, this is the path to success. So instead of focusing on doing things perfectly and thus instigating the up and down cycle of short periods of perfect adherence followed by long, counterproductive periods of giving up, let's build the 3 following skills. 1. Consistency. 2. Preparation. And 3. Realism. Consistency. Consistency is the most important quality of building long-term habits and results that you feel really good about. In real-life terms, consistency means hitting your nutrition, exercise, and activity goals, or close to them, 5 to 6 days out of the week. Choosing to do something instead of nothing even if the something isn't what you planned. And bouncing back quickly from perceived slip-ups, meaning you planned to cook dinner at home on Friday, but got takeout instead. Consistency is essential because you're better off making a B+ in your health and fitness goals every day than you are making 2 A+ and 5 Fs each week. Your overall average will be higher with lots of pretty good days strung together rather than a few excellent days punctuating long periods of inaction. Preparation. It's hard to say which is more important, preparation or consistency, because preparation tends to make consistency possible. In reality, preparation means using the clarity of advanced planning to decide on many routines and decisions in advance, regularly going through the motions of setting yourself up for success, like grocery shopping at least once a week, and putting workouts or other behaviors in your calendar and planning time and space to achieve them. Preparation makes follow-through possible. Realism. Finally, a huge part of making preparation and consistency work is having a realistic agenda that fits your lifestyle and personality. This means using convenient services that make your life easier. For example, if you have a busy full-time job, complement your own cooking with maybe a subscription meal service. Using accountability, like if you know you have trouble sticking to things, enlist a buddy or hire professional help. Plan for life's curveballs. If you have small children, planning short workouts that can be inserted quickly into any part of the day instead of needing lots of dedicated time and space may be helpful. And choosing small wins to accomplish in the short term instead of setting huge goals over the long term. Self-compassion. Consistency, preparation, and realism allow you to achieve the magic of good enough, which will lead to amazing results over time. Moreover, this mindset is more self-compassionate. The goal is to get out of the beat yourself up and buckle down downward spiral and into a successful, achieving upward cycle. Build success on success on success, and your standards will naturally rise as you achieve one goal after another. Don't fall for the trap of thinking that getting stricter is the path to success. Instead, take a step back and assess your lifestyle for weak points to figure out where you could become more consistent in your execution, more prepared and forward-thinking in your approach, and more realistic in your goal setting, planning, and assessment of yourself. Most of all, think about how you could be kinder to yourself in the process. You just listened to the post titled, Perfectionism is Pointless, and What to Focus on Instead by Rachel Trotta of nutritionalist.com. Dr. Neal here for my commentary. I really can't overemphasize enough the importance of planning. And it's so funny because we plan for so many other things in our lives, but somehow, when it comes to our health and wellness, we like to wing it. I'll give you an example. Say you're going to go to a restaurant you've never tried before, and it's 2 towns over. I'm willing to guess that you're going to plug in the restaurant's address into an app on your phone so that you make sure you actually make it there and that you make it there on time. Believe it or not, that's planning. You're setting yourself up for success, getting to the restaurant on time. Oh, and I'm sure you're also going to plan out about how much time you need to get there, whether you have enough fuel in the gas tank or electric charge in your car's electric battery, whether you're dressing appropriately, and on and on. Guess what? That's all planning. Think about going to work on a daily basis. You know exactly what time you need to get up in the morning, which route to take on your commute, and so on, so you don't show up late. How much planning goes into that next vacation that you're taking? But what happens when it comes time to plan, say, our exercise? We'll tell ourselves, I'll just figure it out later. It'll happen magically. I wished it worked that way. So, take just a moment to plan that next nutritious meal or exercise session. It'll make it much more likely to happen that way. All right, that'll do it for today. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday if you're listening in real time, and I'll see you back here for tomorrow's show where your optimal life awaits.